Hey guys, it's Josh here and welcome back to another challenge video. Today I'll be doing a challenge which I've created called the Home to Community Challenge. And it's basically where you take a EA house that exists at the start of a fresh save and just turn it into a community lot. I decided to create it because in Australia there seems to be a lot of houses, especially in rural areas, which have been transformed into like a nice restaurant or just like a bar or something, because like there's so many old buildings in Australia that like it's just a waste to demolish them. So I guess people decided to buy them and just transform them into a restaurant or something. So that's basically the origin of the challenge, and I'll throw up a thing on screen which has all the rules on it. So rule 1 is that the starting lot must be a pre-existing residential house in a fresh save. It can be any house, it doesn't have to be a starting house. Rule 2 is that although you may add and remove half walls, try to keep removing them to a minimum. And ultimately you can change anything you like, but the challenge is to make the house recognizable from the exterior and interior as well. So yeah, so as you can see, I'll remove the screen now. So basically I decided to pick the Garden Essence house from Willow Creek, which is where the BFF household lives. So I've removed them, and I've decided to transform this into a restaurant. So I just start by removing everything. I guess another challenge could be like try and reuse old furniture, but I do end up reusing the bar, I believe, because I kind of wanted a bar, but like I thought it would be really fun just to keep it there, because if you think about it, if you're renovating a restaurant or like renovating a house, it's just cheaper to keep stuff there. So like you don't have to remove the counters and just extend on it. So that's what I did. I put the counters back, I put the bar back, sorry, and I've decided to extend the counter. And I was gonna have like the entrance at the start of like at the front of the house from the front door, but I decided to have the front of the restaurant, like the entrance to the restaurant, on the side of the house, and just have the front door locked or whatever, because like the house is really long. So like if you're having guests arrive from the front, it'll be really cramped and like squishy to show people to the back of the house where some more seating exists. So if you have them enter from the middle of the house, then it's so much easier, because like they're already in the center, so like you don't have to walk super far to get to any end of the house. So that's what I did. So I made the entrance at the side of the house, the back door. And I think it turned out really nice because like it's close to the bar and there's a counter there, so like the host can just stand there as well. So now I decided to put some tables in. I decided to just pick the really simple base game tables with the glass on it, because I decided to use those since there was like 3 options in total of the same style. So there's like there's a really small table, the medium sized table, and the really long table that all have the same size. So that's why I decided to pick that, because I was going to try and pick like a more rustic looking style, but there weren't really many options there weren't options of the same styles for different sizes, which was a bit sad, but I did end up picking the glass tables and they turned out quite nice. So the main room that got like a complete overhaul is Travis's bedroom, I believe. I made it into a huge kitchen for the chef. Well, not a huge kitchen, it's actually a very small kitchen, but I made it into a kitchen. So that's basically the room that changed the most, I think, because everything else just had the furniture changed and like the walls painted. And so this is originally the lounge room area. So I do pick like this Selva Dorada chair, but I decided to pick a simpler chair in the end because it was just too colorful for me. Like I don't think any restaurants in Australia that have been transformed from houses are this colorful. They're usually quite simple, rustic style actually. And yeah, so this is one of the girls' bedrooms. I forgot which one it is specifically, but it's one of them. Yeah, so basically both bedrooms become dining areas. And I decided to delete the door and put an archway, but I actually picked the archway that has the same frame as the door, which I thought was really cool because it just makes it look like you've taken the door out, but you've kept like the frame there, which I think looks really cool. Like it keeps in style with like it's like basically that's kind of the challenge. So like you change things but make it look like as if it's just been changed in a cheap way. Like you don't have to completely change like the windows or anything. I decided to redo the windows in this area because like that's gonna be like a little cafe stand for workers to work out. So like I decided to put new counters as well, since like it is a new piece of furniture in the building. So I decided to make it a new, like I didn't try and keep it the same style in that area because like it's just an upgrade basically. whereas the bar area and stuff was just an extension. So I decided to try and put like a big sign at the front, I think, but I decided to not and just keep it the simple like blackboard one at the stair area, which you can see at the back, because like I don't see the people who renovated this to have a heap of money and wish to make this restaurant like a super fancy like fine dining kind of place. It's more of like a casual restaurant that like locals would go to probably. But I do end up using a simple wall mounted sign that's not too like extravagant. And I made like a little green wall to welcome you into the restaurant, which I thought looked pretty cool. And obviously there is a menu at the door, so you can decide whether you want to go in based on the menu. And I decided to cut the tree down, and for some reason I decided to put one of those little tree stumps down. Like, I don't know why, it just looked cool, I guess. And the back area, the back area is quite interesting. Like, since this was such a big lot, like, I didn't really want to have a huge outdoor dining area or anything, so I decided to create a storyline for this build. So basically the owners of this restaurant, since they've got a big backyard, since the restaurant has a big backyard area, they decided to create like a little public picnic area, which they've decided to open up for free. So like, if you come to this restaurant and you don't really want to buy anything, you can literally just come to the restaurant anyway and just decide to cook some barbecue and have like a little family night at the restaurant for free. Like, you don't have to dine in or like buy food to like be able to use the space, and you can just have some fun if you want. Like, I guess it's like a community, it's like a park slash restaurant, I don't know. I decided to do that. And the bathroom, it's actually relatively the same. However, I did add another room. Well, I did like create two little mini rooms for the toilets as like a cubicle, I guess, I don't know. But the hand washing, I don't know what to call it. The hand basin is a public space, but the two toilets are gender like locked. So it's a female bathroom and a male bathroom. And I decided to add some decorative pipes here and there just because, like, I don't know, they wouldn't have a lot of money to like completely redo like the roof ventilation and whatnot, so they'd have to put it on the exterior because it's a lot cheaper. And one of the bedrooms actually became kind of like a function room, so there's like this really big dining table. So if you have a huge family of 8 Sims, you can hire out the big table in its own separate room with like it's like kind of a function room, I guess, but you can use it like as a regular restaurant table if you've got a really big family. And I decided to use lots of like old looking wall art, I guess, as well as a few new ones, because like I've noticed that lots of these house conversion restaurants have heaps of like different kinds of art and decorations. Like, I guess you can call them conversation starters, but they've got lots of like interesting things that you can talk about while having food with like guests and family, I guess. Yeah, so basically like I've tried to keep the house shape the same while improving upon it a little bit. So like changing the wall color, which I haven't done yet, but I do when I'm about to finish, and just make the room useful for the community lot. So like if it's a restaurant, you change rooms into dining areas, I guess. And I did test this restaurant out, so you might have noticed that I put like the host counter inside a existing counter. I do end up changing that when I play tested it because the Sims couldn't get to it, so I did change that in the final product. You will see screenshots of the final product, but in the speed build I did not fix it because obviously while I was building I could not play test it. But rest assured, when you download this lot, it will be functioning properly. Like, it will be able to function properly. Anyway, if you'd like to do this challenge as well, feel free to tag me on Twitter to show me, because honestly, one of my favorite things is to see what other people do in The Sims, especially if it's like something relating to my build, or like especially in like collabs and stuff as well. Like, honestly, it's so much fun seeing what people do to like builds I make or challenges I create. So like, if you do this challenge, tag me, and I honestly want to see. I'll like retweet and whatever. I'll just show everyone because honestly, it's so cool. And if you'd like, you can give credit to me, but like honestly, it's not required because seeing someone do this challenge, it will make me happy enough. So yeah, if you'd like to do this, just let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I think we're almost done, so like I'll just play a slideshow soon. So yeah, I might talk to you guys at the end of the slideshow, but yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. Hey again, if you'd like to find this build on the gallery, I'll put it up as Garden Essence Restaurant, I think. If it fits, I'll put it up as that. If not, just search for IllogicalSims and it'll probably be my most recent upload. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely had heaps of fun creating and doing this challenge. And if you do this, just let me know because I just want to see it so much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me what you think and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!